Welcome back, everybody, to podcast number 3. Tonight, we are joined by Brandon Klepper. He's a cool dude. If you don't follow him on Instagram, I'll put his Instagram on screen here. He posts some cool stuff, and he's affiliated with 365MX, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, tonight we have a guest for the first time. I hope you guys enjoy. So, Brock, you were going to ask him what he does for...
Well, okay, I only follow you on Instagram.
Oh, dude.
So, I've glanced through your profile and like, wow, these pictures are amazing, but I don't know what do you do exactly?
So I make stuff look good, I guess. I guess if that's the easy way to explain things. No, so Brett and I, if somebody doesn't know what 365MX is, Brett and a friend of his, Dayton Daft, who met at Motorsport whenever they both worked there together. They started a company, which went through some little bit of changes here and there, but ended up being 365MX, a gear company, obviously making motocross gear and all that. But Brett and I grew up in the same town here in good old Enid, Oklahoma. Small town, good for dirt bikes, good for rednecking, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
But no, honestly, I help him out with mainly selling the stuff, man. Marketing wise and all that stuff. It's nothing crazy official, so don't get me wrong. I'm not being paid to say this. In other words, so no, it's honestly just that we're close friends, and it's a friend helping a friend out, and it has gotten really, really well for him as far as the gear goes. I mean, it's really, really kind of surreal and awesome to see people wearing the gear, especially when we're going to tracks, not just here in Oklahoma, but when Brett's especially visiting various places around the U.S. and even across the world, honestly, seeing that gear, that started in good old Enid, America. So it's kind of cool. Yeah. It's pretty neat. But honestly, if I had to put a label on it, it's just helping out with social media, stuff like that. So helping sell the gear.
Nice.
Gotcha. I mean, I feel kind of bad because I don't even follow Ride 365.
Well, here's the thing, and I want to, and that's something I want to kind of dive into on the podcast as well to let everybody know. And it's a big confusion, and for good reason. Ride 365 and 365MX are not affiliated.
Okay.
So really? I know that's a different, like, it's weird, but once upon a time, yes, but things change, right? And it used to be called Ride 365 Gear, but it was a completely different company, and Brett and Dayton realized, hey, we got to rename this deal, and we want everybody to know it's our own entity, and so that's what's ended up happening, and so they're two completely different companies. There's no, I don't want to say bad blood there because there's not at all, but it's just two separate companies completely. And Ride 365 still helps us out in ways. They sell our gear on their store and all that, but we also sell our gear on Motorsport, and we have of course our own website. Dude, I'm doing awful right now, by the way. I hope you're not specking me because this is just atrocious, dude. It's so bad. I'm no,
you almost took me out.
I know, man. I was coming for you. Don't worry. But yeah. So just a fun fact for you, and for people that don't know, and they are two different companies completely. So in that there's a lot of confusion there, and for good reason, because I mean it was at one point very affiliated. So
okay, cool.
It's just interesting stuff.
Well, now I'm informed, and a lot of other people are too that were out of the loop.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. I haven't really kept up with like latest stuff you've been coming out with too, but I imagine stuff like kind of fun color wise and stuff. It's not like gray, like full Nardo gray.
Exactly. So I'll tell you that Dayton Daft, which is honestly, I'll be honest with you, the real mastermind behind this whole deal. Dayton is a genius. Dayton not only helps out with 365MX, well, not really helps out, he owns the deal, but he's also big into the Ronnie Mac scene too. So him and Ronnie, that's where he's usually at is with Ronnie, and they're touring, they're traveling all over. And Dayton really does a lot of the helping out there, and he's a jack of all trades, I guess I should say. But the designing wise, man, it is all Dayton completely.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, he's very good with it. And Brett and I will throw ideas to him, and he'll work with it. And it's super neat. So there's nothing too complicated about it. It isn't like a huge process. I mean, he just designs the gear, and we get it printed and market it, sell it, and such is life. So
Dang.
yeah, he's a genius for sure, and he's one of the coolest dudes. If you've never gotten to meet Dayton or Brett, either one, they're really the most chill dudes that you'll ever meet, and relaxed completely. So
Yeah, I know. I've watched a ton of videos, like the one where Brett Q and I think Dayton went to like New Zealand.
yeah.
I've watched that video like 4 times.
Oh yeah. I think the coolest ones, and it's so awesome to see it. Because when I see Brett, I see Brett as my friend. It's just Brett. He's the goofball guy that's a dork, literally. The Oreo eating Brett Q. That's what I mean, honestly. So when I see him do his thing, it's so. Is mesmerizing the right word? I guess mesmerizing would be the right word, because, like for example, his video when he was at WW Ranch,
Oh yeah.
Oh man, just tearing it up. It's insane. It's so crazy, and the talent, the level of talent that he has and still has. It's insane to watch the guy when he's really trying to watch him ride. It blows my mind, man. Because I'll tell you, for example, I think this was about 3 years ago now, but we went to a state race here in Oklahoma, and we were going to Elk City. And for anybody that's ever been to Elk City motocross track, it's got pretty much the biggest triple in the state. Thing's huge. It's massive. I want to say it's like probably over 120 feet. It's that big. It's huge. So not many people hit it, obviously, unless you know what you're really doing. And man, he went into the 25 plus class, and a lot of the 25 plus class around here in Oklahoma is former pros. There's a lot of pros that were here from Oklahoma, supercross and motocross wise. And man, he went into that, hadn't raced in years, and got second. And he was just hucking it over that thing, getting it sideways over that huge triple. And it blew my mind, because I'm used to going to the local tracks here in Eden. There's a couple of local ones here that are private, and we'll go there whenever he's in town, and we'll ride those. And man, it's the difference between him just relaxing and him really trying is crazy, because you wouldn't even know it if you saw him here at a local track, just relaxing, not needing to do anything, doesn't feel any pressure. It's pretty cool, man. But all in the same, he's super humble about it, and just a really good guy.
Yeah, he seems like he's pretty humble.
Out of everybody that I see on videos and stuff, like, it'd be probably the coolest to just hang with him, because it's just a regular dude, like family guy now. So
yeah, and that's what's crazy is this was just recent. Right now he's and I'm sure everybody knows this by now, but he's living in Chicago at the moment, or near Chicago. I don't know if he's actually in there, but he's in Illinois, right? So he hasn't been able to visit much in Oklahoma lately, with all the craziness going on. So just a couple weeks ago, he came and we went to Stillwater. There's a track in Stillwater. And man, it was just super neat to see people come and say hi to him. He gave a kid that came up and knew who he was. He gave him his gloves, signed it for him, and literally took it off his hands. He'd just been riding, and he's like, "Here, I'm going to sign this for you. You can keep those." So he's just one of those guys, So
that's awesome.
Yeah. But in classic fashion, he really he'll downplay himself for sure. he will definitely like, "No, I'm not that good." I'm like, "Come on, man. Yes, you are."
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And he's taught me everything really that I know on a dirt bike, man. And I would say in the last 3 to 4 years, we've been really grinding. I have learned so much, not only from him, but in Dayton, and it's been really helpful, and to watch him help people not only on the sidelines, but for him helping me as well. It just I don't know, all around he wants to help anybody and everybody they can, for lack of better words.
That's awesome.
I saw it was a while ago, but is he doing like clinics?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think at the time we're recording this, he's doing one near Illinois right now. So he's still teaching and doing all that stuff. And man, the guy is a good teacher for sure. He has a way of explaining things that just make total sense. Because, you got to think he learned from guys like Guy Cooper and all those guys and got to, be taught by them. And he's super close with Travis. And Travis has shown him so much. Travis is the one that taught him how to backflip and all that. And
Oh, wow.
it's just insane, like the amount of knowledge that he actually has. But
Dang.
it's pretty cool.
Are you going to learn how to backflip?
Negative. So whenever he learned how to backflip, he was on that KTM, and he was talking about going into a foam pit. And I don't know if you guys have ever gone into a foam pit, but it is like death, man. It is the scariest thing you could ever do.
Yeah, it doesn't sound. It doesn't sound much nicer than actually trying on dirt.
No, absolutely not. It chokes you out. Like it takes all your breath away. Yeah.
Well, especially if you're upside down.
Right.
That's the scary
You don't
part.
know how to get out. Like, yeah. No, he backflipped. He did his thing, and then he said he was done from there. He had a plan to do it on his Honda, and he wanted to do something crazy. And I don't think he minds me telling it now, but back in the day, no, not back in the day. I'm talking like this was 10 years ago. A couple years ago when he did that backflip, has it really been a couple years ago? I think it has been. But anyways, when he was trying that backflip, he wanted to be the first guy to land a backflip to nose wheelie. That was his thing that he was going to do, and he never could quite pull it off. And that was the time whenever Riley was being born, and he kind of was like, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah.
So we were actually, the day before he was going to do that, we were riding at the private track here in town, or one of them, and man, he tore his ACL in a sand section. Just went down in a weird way. Wasn't even going fast. Tore his ACL right there, so he couldn't even do it like he was planning on doing. So he had to postpone for the longest time, and so I think that messed him up even more. So,
Dang.
yeah, it was brutal.
I can't even picture that though. Like that has to be a little scary.
Yeah, like
Not a lot of room for error.
No, not at all, because that's exactly what we were talking about. We were having that conversation the day before, like, thinking about how the calculations in your head have to go to land something like that. And I don't know how he could even like think about doing it, like, let alone getting it done. Like,
Yeah.
That's
so
one of those
scary.
things that I feel like you could land it, but then it'd take like 100 tries to get it to look good,
Yeah,
Like, I feel like
absolutely.
you could do it, but like, yeah, it'd take a long time to actually get it right.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy.
He's a madman. I'll tell you that much. He doesn't even realize it, but he is a madman.
Dang. So how long have you been riding?
Yeah.
And I got a very late start. I was about 17 when I started. So it's been close to 10 years since I've been riding. And so I wish I would have started when I was younger, but I just didn't. My fun fact is actually when I was 8 years old, I got on a dirt bike and knocked out both my front teeth for real. So my front teeth are fake. And I think that,
wow.
yeah, that kind of dove me away from dirt bikes for the longest time. So,
Yeah. I mean, you're 8.
But-
like, it's kind of scary to
Yeah.
lose some teeth.
dude, it was traumatizing. Just picture
Yeah.
spitting out your teeth,
Oh.
like, blood everywhere. Awful.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
So,
God.
it's pretty
super
good.
fun.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
times. No.
I have all my teeth, but I've gotten a couple of like chips filled in.
Dude, it hurts.
Yeah, it's just not fun losing.
don't-
Like, your mouth is just a sensitive area. Like, I don't even like getting cleanings. I can't imagine like
Dude,
losing teeth.
Oh God, it sucked.
Unknowingly
It
or-
like it was so awful. I can still like kind of feel that, feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
I know what
bad.
you mean.
Oh god, it was so bad. But at least I got back onto it and started going with it. And just recently, I feel like I've gotten, I don't know, good enough to be able to do certain things. Whereas it was kind of like didn't know much really, and I invested in a better dirt bike and
That helps,
literally
yeah.
bought mine brand new.
Ooh.
And and I've had the same thing ever since, and I've learned so much on it and done various changes here and there, and now I can actually keep up with people, like whereas I couldn't before.
Yeah.
But it's fun, man. It's definitely a hobby that keeps my mind off of crazy stuff in the world. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd say new bikes too. Like they're definitely a confidence builder. Like
Oh,
you buying
absolutely.
something used and like just the
Dude.
unknown is the worst. So
yeah, I
just
had
that in
a
itself.
beater. Like, so here's kind of what happened. So, reason to me getting a new bike, I was learning on this old Kawasaki, right? Of course, it was an old Kawasaki, and it was a 2007 beater, dude, just a beater. I bought it, and it was broken, basically. Well, I remember Brett was out at one of the tracks here, and I was trying to learn how to double on it, and I got it down, and he was like, "Here, give me that thing. I want to try to jump this to see if I can make any adjustments to it." I remember him going over one of the really big doubles here, and it died on him midair.
Oh.
And so he's like, "Yeah," he parked in front of me. He's like, "You need to get rid of that thing now. Buy a new bike." You got it. So it's just interesting. He caught it though. That's the thing. Like he never wrecked.
Dang.
Literally died in midair. He cased it and caught it. So crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sketch.
Yeah, that is sketchy.
But that's
actually
kinda
know
like-
something about that.
Oh, do you?
Your bike dying off a jump.
Oh. I was just thinking of that. I ran out of gas.
Oh, dude.
Like on the face, like, and it's fuel injected, so it's not like popping or anything. It's just bolt, like cut.
Right.
I was like, yeah, and I just endoed hella hard and landed. And then I think the worst part about that was having to push it back.
Bro.
Bro, you're at E Street, right?
Yeah, I think so. And luckily, it wasn't anything like too big, but yeah, it was. I think you witnessed it too. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw you, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
He's dead.
Like I'm like, brrr. It was like I think the second time I was on the Yamaha, and I was like coming up, and then
Those tanks are deceptive. They're so shallow.
yeah, like
Dude.
You're like, oh, I'm good,
I'm
and
like
then you go
feeling
out.
it, you can hear it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good on gas, and then I'm like cruising up to the lip, and then like halfway up, it just.
Oh, it's brutal.
I'm like, what the hell happened? I check the tank, it's dry. I'm like, oh okay, figures. But
Did it break anything crazy or?
no, I didn't fall off of it. Luckily,
Whoa.
yeah, I hit with the front tire, and then like my thighs definitely hit the bars, but I held on, pulled in the clutch, and I was like, dear God, please, like, but yeah,
Yeah, you gotta pull in the clutch. That's all you can do.
yeah, I'm
Yep.
like praying, but yeah, I didn't fall off. Luckily, I almost did, but it was terrifying because like I'm holding it wide open, but it's
Oh,
out of gas. I'm like, I can't even do anything. But
dude, that's so hardcore.
yeah, if
I
it was,
ran out of
if that
gas
jump
on
was
the
any bigger, I'd have been
the
toast.
250 right after that jump, like in the same spot.
Really?
I was like, I landed, yeah, and then I was in the corner and it just died, and I washed the front end. But it's like it's eerie. I'm like, wow, it's like same thing happened, same spot
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, that's
Gosh,
spooky.
dude, wrecks are the worst, man.
Oh yeah,
So bad, so bad.
I know.
Death wobble. That's what like happened to me before I figured out not to grip it so hard that I'm ripping off the grips.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Oh, dude, death wobble was my arch enemy
Yeah, you
for the
gotta-
longest time.
Squeeze with your knees for sure.
Yep. I'm just an amateur out here. It was on my new bike too. Like it was at the Ronnie Mac birthday party, and I'm literally holding on to this thing, and I've got like 6 drunk people in front of me. No kidding.
God.
On the track. It's awful, dude. So bad. Yeah. So I'm terrified anyways, right? and yeah, death wobble happens, and I just go from like fourth tapped to nothing.
Oh yeah,
So it was pretty good. It was an awesome day.
Ooh. It sounds pretty fun.
that's happened to me. I had fourth gear around a corner and around a sweeper, and then like my front caught a little like hard, like baked ledge,
Yeah,
and spit me off.
That's the
it's
I
so
feel that.
bad, dude.
Even on the stable, like the Yamaha, it still will throw you off if you're not on your game.
You have like time to think about it too. So the whole time
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
sitting there, just like, well, I'm dead. This is done.
Yeah, you're in the air upside down. Like, okay,
Yeah.
yep. Does
Sick.
that happen? Yeah, not a good feeling.
Not at
The
all.
wind knocked clean out of me.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Like
hate
that's
that
just a
feeling.
thing.
Like blown out of me for like a minute or more. I was just like, I didn't know you could knock the wind out of yourself that bad.
Oh, you just feel like just things are not well.
No. I'm like, oh, I think my spleen just blew up.
Yep, probably.
Your life pauses and it's like, hi, my name's Alex. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Oh, yeah. Just in the air.
Yeah. You're just ragdolling. Oh,
So bad.
damn. What else funny has happened to me on a dirt bike? I lost my muffler one time and Brock was there.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Your
That
dad was
happened
to me
joking
too.
so hard.
Yeah, my dad was like, what? Who is this guy?
Yeah, it was like the second time I ever rode with them too.
Yeah, I saw it
My
like
muffler
hanging
blows
off.
off. I'm like, it's fine.
Oh
He's
god.
like, "This
Yeah, and you
kid,"
lost the
like,
bolt, had to load it up.
Yeah. It was that was a fun day at Riverfront. Freaking
Isn't that the day that you got a flat tire on the way to the track too? You had to stop at like Walmart.
no, that was my freaking buddy. I don't know if it was the same day, but one time my buddy got a flat tire and he like
On his bike or on
his
the
car like going
Ooh.
to the track, and then he's like, "Oh, can you run around and pick me up a tire or something?" How did it go? Anyway, long story short, like I don't even know if I got to ride that day. I rode maybe like 2 laps or something, and then had to go
Awful
home.
day.
But like, yeah, or I was already there, and then he got a flat tire on the way, and so I had to like drive around and stuff. It was just not super fun.
That is terrible.
And if it is the same day I lost my muffler, then that's just insult to injury.
Right.
That's
Yeah, that was a big day right there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what else. What have you been up to? Like not being able to go to restaurants and stuff.
I
You guys
mean,
been cooking more or what?
no. So not really, no, which is awful. But man, I'll tell you, here in Oklahoma, specifically in our town, it wasn't bad. Like we had a like a clinic, I guess, that a bunch of people showed up to, and every single one of them that tested was negative, all of them. And they did it twice, happened twice. Like, so hundreds of people literally come negative both times. And so it's just weird. But I mean, our community, I mean, there was maybe like, I don't think there was any more than 30 cases probably.
Mhm.
And
okay.
yeah, we got pretty lucky over here, you know, and in my view, I think, I don't know, I think it's all pretty much done with. But I could be totally wrong. But I don't know. You never know how things are actually going in the real world. Who's telling the truth, who's not? I mean, I'm not an expert on this stuff. I know dirt bikes. That's about it. But
Yeah,
so-
media is not easy to trust now. So.
man, and I'm in a form of that too, and I can attest to it because for years, I'm talking 30 years. My dad has been in radio, and he has moved from kind of the small town that he grew up in to now here, and he's literally been on a local radio station here for more than 30 years. So he's seen media firsthand, and yeah, there's truth to that. Absolutely, they will say anything they can to get somebody to listen. And so whenever this whole thing was going down, I'm like, I don't know who to believe, who not to believe, and now, you know, it's kind of I don't want to say irrelevant, but you know, it's just
Well,
not.
once you know, like I think they put the importance on it because nothing else is happening. But then
Right.
once something
Right.
else is happening, it's like it's not even a thing anymore. So
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah, our governor said like there was like a 4-stage process to reopening, and we're in like stage 2 or something, and like we just started getting to get haircuts, and like I sat
Holy
down at a
cow.
restaurant for the first time like last week or something.
yeah, same.
It's so
then,
crazy.
Yeah, and then now all this other stuff's going on, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're done. Like everything will be open next week."
Dude,
It's like
that's
a goal.
so
I'm like, what the hell?
weird.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened to stage
There's
3
something
and
not
stage 4, and now we're just back to
It's
normal.
just because we're like behind, and once the election goes on, then
Yeah,
everything will be obsolete except that. So
exactly. And so it's just
media.
I agree, and I'm telling you, I've seen it firsthand, man. I grew up around it, not in a Fox News, CNN sort of way or whatever, but it's more a local radio station way, and we do get to see those things. And my dad has forever for years said, I'm not going to report on a lot of this stuff because it's not pertinent to what my show is about and all that stuff. And he's more about bringing positive news and all that. He'll never comment on that stuff. So
That's cool.
Mm.
What's his
Yeah.
show about?
So honestly, he is the program director for the radio station here. It's country because it's Enid, Oklahoma, right? Yeah. But no, it's so he obviously gets to kind of tell what goes and what doesn't go on the radio stations.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we have a news talk radio station and we have a just a regular, I guess, plain Jane radio station that plays music and all that stuff. And even on the talk radio, he doesn't allow a lot of things to go on there. It can get kind of sketchy, of course, because you have the shows that he's allowing to be on there. But overall, it's always a positive viewpoint. Like he does the morning show, he's kind of the morning guy, and that's sort of the, I guess, major spot to be in when you're a DJ. But so he always has these segments of positive news and all that. So which is, I've always tried to follow that no matter what I've done, and I personally, as my real job, I call it, I work at a trucking business here in town, and I deliver parts, and so I get to see multitudes of people, and which is really cool. But they all kind of have that same view when you're around this area of trying to stay positive about everything, and it's really cool. So I like my small town, needless to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to not be on like Facebook and stuff as much because it's just
it's
so also
frustrating.
negative.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
that's a big thing now, is especially just everything that's going on. It's hard to dig through that and find the good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, and I totally agree. And so I've kind of made it, and see, here's the thing with the social media deal, especially with the 365 stuff going on, and with Brett, we've always made it our goal to stay positive no matter what's going on, so that's kind of the viewpoint I've always tried to have, and I will always keep that, so that can't go anywhere at all, because if that goes anywhere, then my sanity goes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
big time.
Yeah. I think it's one thing to like have an opinion as like a person, but when you're a business and you own a business, it's a lot different. So it's probably
Oh,
safe
for sure.
to just stay out of it for the most part.
and here's the thing, like, and this isn't a secret, but Brett's opinions about stuff most of the time are just none at all. He doesn't care. Yeah. Straight up, he just doesn't care. You'll ask him about something, he's like, what? I don't know. He just doesn't care, and that's what I love so much about him, man. He just doesn't. It's like he pays attention, but he won't ever tell you his opinion on stuff, and that sometimes is the best thing to do, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to be.
Yeah. And I'm starting to kind of get a flow on this track, but
Yeah. It's It flows pretty well, but it took me
Hmm.
a little bit to get used to it. Just like learning all the little bumps and stuff and
Right.
Yeah, it's
everything. But
it's got good corners and stuff though. I like a lot of tracks don't have like good easy corners.
yeah,
This one's got a bunch of good stuff. And the freestyle is pretty fun too.
I need to go
yeah, I
check that
like the
out for sure. Oh, I'm gonna
freestyles.
case that. That's pretty good.
Oh,
Sweet.
I OJ'd it. I saw you come up short, and then I'm like way
So
over you.
perfect. So perfect.
Dang. Heck yeah. So how did you and Brett and Dayton meet?
So, I mean, I've known Brett for quite a while. Not really. And when I say I've known him for a while. We didn't really hang out much. We knew each other, but didn't hang out much. Whenever he was in high school, we went to the same high school. So, but he was a lot of years ahead of me. Like I would
Yeah.
say probably 8 or 9 years. But he knew my family and went to school with one of my uncles and so we knew each other for a while and never had, just never really connected. And when he saw I was doing dirt bike stuff, we reconnected and that's just went from there. And that's been some years ago, but
Oh wow.
it just right place, right time, I guess. And so it's just cool to see how he's progressed in a lot of the things. And honestly, if you ask me, personally, I think he's gotten even better on the bike throughout the years that I've known him because I would hear some argue that maybe he hasn't because he used to do the Supercross deal. He used to do his multitude of training, but I think since he's relaxed, he's honestly gotten smoother and a lot better. So
Yeah.
it's just fun to watch him.
Yeah, he's definitely fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked watching him because like every pro, because I think Dean Wilson was making like some vlogs or something and everything and all that, and they're all super good. And Jeff Walker, I watch a lot of,
Yeah.
and like he's super cool to watch and super cool dude. But like when it's about racing, it's a little different, I think. And to watch
Right.
Brett just like throw whips and stuff,
Yeah, exactly. He
it
just
was
doesn't
pretty
give a care in the
cool.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, he's just super relaxed about everything he does, and dang it, I really enjoy that. So, but he's never he'll never take anything too seriously ever, and that's I want to be like that, I always want to be the guy that's just relaxed and never taking anything too seriously, and that's a way to be in life, man, for sure.
Yeah, just kind of laid back and
Right.
Yeah, I think out of everybody on YouTube, like Jeff Walker trying to, make it big in the pro class and stuff,
Yeah.
like Brett's kind of realized like that's just not like gonna happen or not like what he's interested in or what he enjoys, So
Yeah.
like he made like a choice just to do what he wants to do,
Exactly.
and so I think that's like a lot of people could learn from that probably
Right.
that
Well,
are kind
man,
of stuck in the whole racing thing or
and see,
just
it's tough because I do see a bunch of people that will really dedicate everything to racing and then lose that sense of having fun on the dirt bike, what they started for in the first place. And so that is why it's important for Brett to, this is what he tells me, it's important for him to always just have fun with it. So, I mean, the whole Ronnie Mac deal is truly I guess an example of that, because I mean that was Brett's kind of thing for the longest time. That started here in our town and used to film Ronnie Mac in their backyards. So when he was here and before he moved to Shawnee, but yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I mean, that was his whole deal. He wanted to help Ronnie out and make videos with him. So that's what they did, and that was all while he was training and all that stuff too. So
yeah, and
Pretty cool.
that's still Jimmy Albertson, right?
it's Ronnie
That's a
Mac.
couple guys.
It's just Ronnie Mac.
Okay.
So
Let's let the legend roll.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like Ronnie Mac is definitely Ronnie Mac, and there's been speculation about who it is, and I'll say this. I will say this, and these are people who are deep diving to figure out who Ronnie Mac is. I wouldn't necessarily worry about who the person is under the helmet, because you'll never guess it. You just won't.
What?
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
So, really for real, because I had my idea forever. And here's the thing: being in with those guys, I thought I knew. Like, hey, I know, and you really don't. It's crazy. So, I mean, yeah, it's
whatever. I believe what I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. I'll tell you this much: is that Jimmy Albertson is nowhere near talented enough to do what Ronnie does.
Okay.
I hate to be that guy. I know Jimmy. So I know Jimmy personally.
Yeah.
So
Ronnie's on another plane.
Yeah, that's some of the stuff he does, man.
The straight rhythm.
Oh, dude,
insane.
Here's my question for you.
Spit you off.
Oh yeah, So I don't know if Jimmy would be able to ever keep up in that sense in straight rhythm. Because whenever people were questioning who it was and they were saying, Jimmy Albertson, all that stuff, man, when he retired from Supercross, I don't think he was keeping up with some of those guys like that.
That's true.
And
whoa. So you're saying, I don't know.
Think about it. Think about it though.
Okay, well, was somebody riding and then Jimmy hops in for the interview, or
I don't know. It's not wildly possible. Wildly possible. Wildly possible.
Because he's in the back. He's been drinking PBRs all day. He doesn't even know what's going on.
Absolutely.
And the camera goes on him, and he's like, "Yeah, I crashed."
And see, here's the thing about it. What's so crazy is that the whole controversial, like Jimmy Albertson, and then the whole controversial Ronnie Mac works so well. So it's easy to put two and two together, but if it's that easy, then how would they be the same person? I mean, that's
I've
where
seen videos where I'm like, that ain't Jimmy.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
It's a multitude of so many people, and the legend that Ronnie Mac is, with how much like trouble, quote unquote trouble, he gets himself into. Some people think that's an act. It is not an act. There's a reason he did not race at Red Bull Straight Rhythm. What was that? 2 years ago? I think it was. They just interviewed him. Big reasons for that. So I'm telling you, man, and that's not secret information. It wasn't, So, dude, he'll go over the bar about stuff, and I love it. That's what makes Ronnie Mac, man.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
The best video I think for me was like right when in the intro he's like, "It's like, yeah, I just got out of jail." That one. Yeah. It's like 9 times out of 10 every time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was it doesn't get much better than that.
And it's so crazy. Like forever they thought that they had lost Ronnie Mac for the longest time because his account got hacked. And he was getting so many followers on there. And the thing is about Ronnie Mac, it's no secret that his social media is what makes him him. And that's the essence of him. He's got a platform and he's got people who follow him. And so, I mean, it's one of those deals that if you lose that, then that's going to be difficult, So now he's come back and has his newer Instagram, and dude, he's almost up to 1 million, man. To think about that is crazy because, I mean, Ronnie started back here in literally Brett's backyard, back here in Enid, Oklahoma. That's where it debuted at, So.
Well, I would watch like the old clips of like Trey Kennard goon riding and stuff, and that's like just starting. That's way back. Yeah,
and Trey is, dude. I love Trey, man. Like, such a good, genuine dude. Like, the coolest guy ever.
I haven't seen video of him riding, or I don't follow him on Instagram, so I haven't kept up.
So he's working for HRC again and testing their bikes.
Okay, I've heard.
Yeah. So he was at the test track, man, and this was before Cole Seeley retired. And he was out testing the bikes and they were riding together. He was getting the fastest lap times.
What?
Yeah. And Cole was mad because he's like, dude, this guy's retired, bro. What is he doing? So it's just funny. And I think there was, in the back of his mind, I probably think that there was a time with him that he was like, maybe I should race again, but I don't think he'll ever do it. For the simple fact, I think he likes that retired life a lot. I say retired, I mean, he's still working and testing bikes out. So he's still very much in the business. But I think his racing days are pretty much over with. I mean, for sure. So, but I will tell you, he's in shape still, and he could totally come back and do it again. Pretty easy.
Dang.
So, I mean, the guy rips, man. And just to see him out like at a track here in Oklahoma, there's one in Norman that a lot of people go to, and he'll come out there. And I remember watching him, do his thing, because most of the time when I've interacted with Trey, it's just he's just come to events to hang out with Brett or just hang out, not necessarily ride. And just a really cool guy just to get to know. But he came out there to ride on a practice day, and man, just so ridiculous. The fact that former pros were out there and couldn't keep up with him, or not former pros, current pros were out there, could not keep up with him at all.
Mm-hmm.
Just insane to me.
He's just out there doing his thing.
Yeah, just
Not really
hanging
worried
out.
about anything, anybody else.
Right.
Just,
It's making people so mad because they're like, dude, come on, man.
yeah.
It's just funny. But no, I think Brett really kind of gets his attitude from Trey. I think him and Trey are two prime examples of how the moto world should be, and because no one likes a jerk. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Nobody. So, and as much as I say this because I know these guys personally, but they're just dorks, dude. They're just dorks. So it's like for them to act as if they were something would just be so out of character for them, and not right. So
Not right.
and I think that a lot of dirt bike riders are that way, the big names and stuff, because Brett is, he's met so many people. I mean, he's met pretty much everybody that there is to meet, to be honest. But talks about Ken Roxon when they went to the Honda intro and how welcoming Ken was, and how they would just talk like they'd known each other for years.
Dang.
So it's really a cool deal. So he talks about Jason Anderson being the same thing, and how he's just a super chill dude, and which everybody kind of knows that. That's kind of just a known thing. But
Yeah, team pride.
yeah. So it's so cool. But I don't know. It's I have a love for the dirt bike industry because of people like that. There's a reason that it just has remained so relaxed going to races and all that stuff. And I really think you can get that with any other sport. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm happy I name dropped him.
yeah.
Yeah, all those guys are like, now that I think about it, they're all like pretty similar, like mindset and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool to know that they're all kind of intertwined, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, there's always the some that will have the attitudes, but it just is what it is. Most of the time they grow out of it, I think. Those are your young privateer guys that are fast on a dirt bike and think that nothing can stop them, sort of deal. But they'll get their wake up call,
Oh yeah.
So
Are you vibing with the track now?
I kind of am, here and there. It's just that I suck, but so
You suck. I've been watching you. You don't suck. I don't say you suck.
I'm on the ground just as much. Don't worry. Like,
Same.
I'll be like, oh, I'll ride for a little bit, and then I'll crash, and I'm like, oh, we'll spectate Brandon now. And then you'll hit the ground. We'll go to Brock, and he's on the ground.
Right. Exactly. So it's all good,
Throw
right?
me under.
Hey, it's all of us here.
Yeah. So we're just like laying on the ground. It's all good. All good.
Yeah, it's a little warm out here.
Yeah. It's cool down here on the ground.
Yeah, it's cold. The ground's nice.
Yeah. Exactly.
Take a load off.
Okay, so all right, Brandon.
Yeah.
The ultimate question:
Yes.
Is this a simulation?
Is this a simulation?
We'll get his opinion on it.
Like the world as a whole?
Life.
Yeah, or just life.
Life as a
existence.
whole, is this a simulation? Well, maybe. I haven't had a whole lot of time to think about this. Man, I don't know.
Yeah, I put you on the
About
spot.
10 seconds.
About 10 seconds. Give me 10 more. Depends on how. I mean, look at the game we're playing. They are these NPCs thinking the same thing, or
Or are they real people?
are they actually
thinking?
real people? Are we just brutally murdering these
Yeah.
guys with every corner that we take? Nah, I don't. Like, if I'm being real, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a simulation. I mean, do you?
A joke, but
No,
Alex,
but some
I'm
stuff
on
will
the
happen.
no. Like what?
Like you'll get
Give an
deja
example.
vu or something. You're
Okay,
like,
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
oh, I know this is gonna happen, or like just random weird coincidences.
Or
It's
like
just
when you dream
the world
about
working,
something and it
and then
happens
it
the
happens.
next day.
Yeah, stuff
You're
like
like,
that. I'm like,
oh my
what the
god.
hell?
There's like a glitch or something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay,
like,
I can see
whoa,
that
loophole.
for sure. Well,
Yeah.
maybe like, I just lost my train of thought, so never mind. I'll come back to that. Sick.
They don't want you to know.
Yeah, dude. See,
Yeah,
bro.
they just
All right,
block
so I guess
simulation.
we are in a
People
simulation.
working.
Full, dude.
You just got
Things
blocked.
like Bill Gates or something, or
Bill Gates,
that's
yeah.
running it.
Yeah, probably. He would.
I mean, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
We are
Why would
all
they?
on Windows PCs, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Shoot.
So just putting that out there.
Oh man,
Not saying anything else, but
bro, I'm getting nervous here. I don't know.
Bill, shout out to
No.
Bill.
I don't think.
Bill,
it's a
we love you.
simulation. Please don't kill me, Bill.
Please don't kill me, Bill.
I just mysteriously die in my sleep tonight.
His mic just cuts off.
It's like,
Oh well, he's gone.
like,
Figured it
oh.
out.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're so dumb.
I don't think it's a simulation, but if it
Dude,
is, then whatever.
Yeah, totally. I'm having
Whatever.
fun with it, so
Yeah,
forget it.
we're hanging.
I
Yeah,
out.
it's
just,
a good simulation.
Yeah, this is pretty sick, actually. I mean, not the year as a whole, but
No.
I don't know. I go down like dark rabbit holes sometimes, though. Like as far as like conspiracy theories and stuff, man. I don't know if you guys do that, but I mean, with the simulation
Yeah.
question, I'm assuming that does happen. But so like, there's these channels on YouTube, and I hate the top 5 channels. Don't get me wrong, like.
Oh,
You got these
yeah.
top 5 channel, like the Burger King foot lettuce sort of deal.
Burger King lettuce. You know that video? I'm so glad.
Absolutely.
Burger
Yes, I
King
do.
Foot lettuce.
Oh gosh. But like
Yeah.
videos like that, right? Like just the dumb, stupid videos. But there are some. There's one in particular that I watched, and he doesn't need a shout out from me because he's got millions anyway. So, but there's one in particular that I watched. It is a top 5 channel, but he's very like, he gives facts, right? And
Yeah.
he's very I don't know, true to what, like, he always says this could just be a conspiracy, like, what do you guys think? Leaves it open for interpretation, I guess. But some of the things he shows, like, it's actual happenings and things, and dude, I get so like, I don't know, like stoked to watch. Dude, I'll turn off my lights, I'll get like some popcorn,
Yes.
bro. Dude, I'll get into it. Like, don't even mess with my conspiracy theory videos, because I'm into it for sure. Like, straight up.
I would say I'm not into like conspiracy theory videos, but like this podcast I was listening to the other day was talking about like Russian scientists in like 1960 hooking, like there's just a dog head, but like it had had like an artificial heart and stuff, and they like
Dude.
hit it, and it like it like licked whatever and ate it, and then it went swallowed it. It just came out of the back of his head, and it's like this
Bro.
footage from like
Bro.
1960. and
It's
I was just,
real
like,
too.
I was just blown away. Yeah,
Oh.
it's so gross.
It's
and,
so
like,
creepy.
eerie, yeah.
Dude, and you're like, okay, like that's, at that point, that is simulation right there, like to the dog at least.
Yeah, like what
He
is
doesn't
the
know any
dog
better.
thinking,
Yeah.
or is
Dude,
it just
that-
like stuff like that? I get into.
Oh man, so
it's
weird.
just weird.
I think that like what I really like watching on those top fives is like historical stuff, like the pyramids and things, like how fascinating those are, and like all the theories around them, and like how they are and how they work. Dude, it's insane. Like this stuff's real. I think that the coolest part is like the mysterious like unknowns about like what's actually here. Because it's one thing to like, yo, are aliens real? But like then you got pyramids right in front of our faces that are actually here, and it's like they're so mysterious. Like there's still a lot of mysteries to them, and like they're dangerous because there's like traps that we don't even know that are there, and that's fascinating to me. I love that kind of like, for sure.
It's just the unknown.
Or like the Great Wall of China,
right?
Stuff like that.
Yeah, just the crazy stuff. Like
you know how many people are buried in the Great Wall of China?
Dude, a lot.
Yeah,
probably an entire world of people.
Yeah.
Or the Paris catacombs. You ever seen those?
Yeah,
I've heard about them.
Oh, dude.
Sketch.
Yeah, they have like a live webcam that you can go to. It's like a website. You can actually watch a live webcam of like one of the catacombs, and you know, this is like a ghost finder webcam or whatever. But
what?
Yeah, dude, straight up. I've got the website. I'll give it to you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you check it every day on your lunch break, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Dude, hell no.
No, it's like you don't even know if it's running because it's just dark. Like you can see some graffiti on the wall, and you see obviously the skulls, but like you don't know if it's running because like it's just a dark catacomb. Like nothing's happening.
There's like a maintenance guy down there one time.
Yeah,
he's like, there's a Phil with the glasses and just AirPods, and he's like pointing it, like aiming it.
Like it's so crazy because like especially right now, if you see anything, it's super creepy because it's closed because of all the stuff going on in the world. But so if you see anything right now, I was thinking about that. Like, dude, if someone sees movement, yeah, you need to for sure. And it's gonna be boring, I promise you, because there's nothing happening. Like it's just you're just sitting there looking at this blank screen, but then you get so tired looking at it, like things just start happening, right? So
yeah, when you're sitting in the dark eating popcorn for 3 hours looking at it, then
just waiting.
Oh yeah.
Never blinking, just waiting. Right.
Band name I call it. Never
just thinking, not waiting. Oh, never blinking, just
never
blinking. Do it.
That is creepy in itself.
Metal, bro.
You sitting there in a dark room not blinking is scary by itself. So let's not go
straight
there.
Up.
Yeah.
You're not into the scary stuff?
Well, I like scary movies. I just don't like after, you know, like.
Oh yeah.
I'm like taking the trash out at night and then like spraying it back.
You're like, that's so fake, and then you're like, I'm gonna turn on every light in my house.
Yeah, like only God knows what's behind that dark bush.
Right.
Could be somebody just watching me.
Oh gosh.
Is that just me? No.
No.
Like I don't get like.
I feel like a dumbass while I'm like running, and I get inside, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a dumbass. But like, it happens to everybody I know.
Yeah, it definitely does. And don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise, because that definitely happens.
I know I mean, I like scary movies, but at the same time,
you're kind of like, nah.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like. I'm not really a big scary movie guy. I'll watch like. What's the one? I'm so blowing it right now, but
who's in it?
I don't know. It's the one where they're at that like hotel over winter.
Oh wow. Yeah, that one.
And there's like a maze and like the snowcat and
yeah, the very famous one.
Oh, what is that called? I don't know. I forget.
Oh my gosh, Jack Nicholson or whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
Gosh, why can't I think of this?
We're all so dumb,
dude. Same.
I just had this. It has an S in it.
Oh gosh, Shining. Thank you. Jeez, they did they did a new movie on that kid that had Dr. Sleep. I think it is.
Oh, that was.
You seen that?
That was that.
Yeah, that's on that kid, man.
How did I not know that?
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
The twins.
Oh, dude.
Like what?
Bro, I'm into the Conjuring series. I love the Conjuring series.
Yeah, I've never watched one of those. I will never.
I'm crazy, bro. Because like I'm into the ghost stuff too. Like I'm the crazy guy. I'm probably the craziest guest you'll have on here. Like it was normal at first, but now I'm just revealing how ridiculously crazy I am.
No, it's cool.
But
It's cool.
dude, I'm for it. I don't care. People can know. But
We're all crazy.
yeah. So I like the ghost stuff. I like the paranormal, like different things, because I mean, there's so much fact out there about it, and like I want to visit historical places. Like, so my fiance and I are getting married this September, right?
Oh,
And
nice.
our honeymoon, we want to go to the place where The Shining happened. So we want to go to that hotel.
No way.
Yes, yes. And I'm going to report
No.
back to you guys how it
Okay,
goes.
yeah. Tell us
Yeah, that's
So-
if you
epic.
can report back to us.
Where is that?
Yes. So it's in Colorado, I believe.
Uh,
Yeah. So, and I mean, we're not too far away from Colorado, but that is something we want to go do for sure. So, just because I love the being able to visit places like that, you know? So,
yeah, that's crazy. I'd be shitting my pants.
oh, dude, I probably will be. Don't worry. But
You're in like the same room as that like old lady scene
yeah.
in the bathtub.
She'll ask, "Is
Hell
that
no.
poop?" Yeah, it is, man. It smells really bad, but I am terrified right now.
Yeah, dude, evacuate.
Yeah, we need to go now. See, it's like you're totally into it until it like actually starts happening, you know? You're like, well,
Oh,
maybe not.
God,
Yeah.
you walk around the corner and the twins are sitting there.
Yeah. So what's up, guys?
I feel like
Come on.
they could have a field day with that. They could have like little kids just walking around doing that to people.
Dude, I would like if I owned that hotel, I would pay kids to come and do that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
probably against like some laws or something, but I would like still do it
No
for sure.
way.
I mean, child labor isn't there or something like that?
Oh yeah.
in
shoot.
Colorado.
I don't know. Not in
Uh,
Colorado.
Colorado.
Everybody's just growing weed there. Nobody even
Yeah.
cares.
Everybody's just chilling, man. There's a
Like,
lot of people
what
doing
was
that
this
here
case
too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, big money.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know, but it's like I think a great business to invest in right now is opening another storefront that sells that stuff because we don't have enough.
Oh,
No pun
Yeah.
intended.
it'd be a CBD dealer.
Yeah, dude, like we have like
Just rubbing-
16 here in Enid, man. Like
Yeah.
16, 17. Like I'm not even exaggerating. One of them name is Hempire. Like the Hempire.
Yes.
Like, are you joking me? Hempire, dude. Straight
Chad
up.
Reed probably goes there. He's rubbing CBD all over everything, on his knees,
Absolutely.
ankles, individual toes,
Probably just
Shit.
his
injecting it.
jaw.
Yeah.
He's
Just
just
drinks the
injecting
oil.
it. He's drinking it. It's just in his coffee. He doesn't drink
Yeah.
coffee. In his tea.
He just
He
he
probably
probably
doesn't-
drinks that raw.
Yeah, he probably
He
just squirts it
pours
right in
into
there.
a cup.
Yeah. What do you think of the new Supercross schedule?
Man,
Kind of weird.
it is, but I'm just thankful we have it. I really do, and I've watched every round so far, so I plan on watching every one of them. But I am just glad it's back for sure because I know that you know, at least here at my place, I'll get a few friends around and we'll watch them. And with the weird schedule, we're not able to as much, but Saturday nights usually are like some of my favorites because of that. And but I'm just glad we have it back. And what I am mad about though is that Cian Cerullo isn't coming back this season. He's out for the count, man. I don't know if you guys heard, but yeah, he's
Really?
out.
Why?
I guess he had some fractures in some of his spine or something when he got ran over
Oh.
by Cooper. So
Oh dang! I
Yeah.
didn't watch. I don't really
yeah,
keep up with it too much, but dang, that's a
dude,
bummer. He was looking
he,
good
like-
though, right?
got
he was doing
railed.
really good, but he went down in a rhythm section, like right in the middle of a rhythm section, and it it was just a bad deal, like nobody's fault except for really his own. He just messed up, but
Yeah.
he Tomac avoided him, hit his bike, and then Cooper was like fully committed, Cooper Webb, and he just ran over him straight up.
Wasn't that like the first lap? That was kind of
I
chaotic. Or
think
second lap?
it was one of the beginning laps for sure because everyone was still grouped up.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
probably
surprised you
didn't
didn't get
help.
him more.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. I'm telling you that he was definitely hurting, and but I think that it's probably a smart call because I guess they were saying it wasn't bad enough for him to have surgery or anything, so he's fine. He'll be back from motocross, but it
Yeah,
sucks.
he's had a couple pretty good get offs, and he's hasn't gotten like hurt bad. I
Yeah,
was at Glendale when he like wadded up in the whoops,
yeah.
and then the next day we're getting on the transit bus to like fly back, and he comes limping up with his girlfriend.
Oh, for real?
he's like hung over his shoulder, like just barely getting on the bus. Like old man is so bad. Like I didn't even say hi to him because I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah,
But it was so bad.
dude.
Then the next week he came back and got like a third or something. It's like
How?
Superman.
Dude, that's
yeah.
so insane. Those guys are crazy, man.
Yeah, it's one thing to just see it like week to week on TV, but like when you see that, it's like nobody even talked about that.
Right.
Oh, that was a hard hit, and that was it. So it's like
Right.
pretty crazy to see up close.
That is insane, man. I have total respect for the guy because I mean, I think Brett knew him when he was a kid when he was doing Loretta Lynn's and stuff, and has always talked highly of him. And so I was really looking forward to watching him come into the higher ranks. And he's done nothing short of really well. I think he's had a really unfortunate stuff, but
he's the best like interviewer too. Like it's so hard not to like him. Like there's other guys, I won't name names, that are just like complain the whole time.
Yeah,
how many
dude.
people would want to be in your position? Like, oh, I got second, like blah blah blah, and he just, I don't know. He's just happy to be there and
never blames anybody but himself.
Exactly. That's who you want up on the podium.
Like that's huge.
Partner. What?
Yeah, dude. So
hate him.
Okay.
I won't say hate, but he's just got a lot of learning to do.
Yeah, he so he trains here in Oklahoma, right?
Mm-hmm.
He trains here at Raynard's, and he's been out at the track a few times we've gone. And the dude, I'll tell you, the raw talent he's got is pretty impressive. But yeah, you're right. I think it's because he's young. He's young and he's got his opinion, and he'll grow out of it. He really will. But I think that honestly, if you ask me, the girl he's marrying now, I think has really helped him a bunch with that. I really do. People may disagree with that, but I think that she's really helped him with that attitude situation.
Remember that one time, it was like pretty early on, but he had a butt patch that was like sex for breakfast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He wanted up in practice, and I was just so relieved.
Oh yeah, dude. Straight up.
Like that's what you get. Such a loser, and oh god, just I can't believe that. I could not believe that when he had that, and then he just he wadded up.
How in the world? Like,
yeah,
he's young too. Like, come on.
Yeah,
I'm sure that
like
pro
19?
circuit couldn't have.
I can't believe that he doesn't hang out with Adam. Like it doesn't rub off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You'd think that he would kind of look up to people there and kind of watch himself back on TV and be like, "Wow, I kind of look like a, ungrateful, dude
exactly,
right there." But
dude.
It's just like on repeat. So maybe one day, maybe next year, we'll get a better version.
I hope, because I think that, like I said, that the one that he's with now, I think has really helped him. I mean, the times that he's been out at the tracks, he hasn't been bad. I haven't talked to him much, but he's been respectful of people at least, and so that's good. But that could be different. I don't know everybody's interactions with him at all, but I don't know. He's fun to watch. Don't get me wrong. I mean, dude, he was throwing some stuff out at those tracks that I'm like, man, he's gonna wreck for sure. Like he's not bringing that back at all. Like the guy's got style for days. But I don't know. It's fun to see him and other pros out there too, because we've got a few local pros here that have that same attitude, And it's not good for his ego whenever somebody tries to go out there and beat him, but he'll just go out there and make him like look ridiculous. It's so insane how local pros like, oh, I could beat this guy. That's a Supercross guy. Like, it's so funny, dude.
What?
Yeah, they're like, oh, you want to go? You want to go out there? Like, they'll literally go up to him. I remember a certain guy when we were out there. He went up to Austin. He's like, man, I think I can beat you, straight up. Just saying. And Austin, I think Austin looks at him, and he's like, oh yeah, okay. So goes out there, and I guess Austin let him keep up with him for a couple laps, like just taunting him, and then just left. Ended up lapping him. They did,
see you, loser.
Yeah, like, it's so funny. So I laughed at that one and kind of gained respect for him, but at the same time, I'm like, man, that can't be good for Austin's ego either. Like,
yeah, just airhead, just pumping up.
Yeah, oh yeah, straight up, because he just did it in front of everybody.
Well, I don't know. I haven't never talked to him, but so I won't say like that.
I mean,
but,
I haven't. I've met with him and I've talked to him before, but I haven't. I don't know the guy, so I'm in the same boat. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I can agree that like the attitude's got to stop, man. If he's gonna progress at all, I think that's got to stop.
Well,
so,
that's different. Like with everybody's situation, like Ferrandis, like a lot of people, you like don't like him, but for me, he's like one of my favorites because
dude, same, man. He's so smooth. Like, he's good.
And too, he's just, like, I talked to him at Glendale, and he's like just super nice guy.
Yeah,
and it's just because I think like the language barrier that he can't articulate things like we can. So we're like, why doesn't he apologize, or why doesn't he say this? It's just because like it's just short and sweet, and like, yeah, it's not like he's trying to be an ass about it. It's just like it is what it is.
Literally doesn't know. Like,
yeah, and a lot of people like don't even understand that he like moved to the U.S. like, and this was his like this is how he makes his money.
Right. Exactly.
And so, yeah, people don't realize probably like how insane that is.
Totally. And like I think also like, and I could definitely vouch for this in our area that I think some are really just like, oh, he's French, so I have to hate him. And
yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
dude,
David
there
Woolman.
are plenty of people like that are just because he's French, and it's a racist deal. I mean, straight up, that's what that is. But I don't understand that at all, because the guy is super talented, and there's been times before that I've had interactions with people locally that are like, man, I just can't. I don't like him. Just Frenchy.
Well,
they call him Frenchy. Like.
Then what about Marvin?
They're the same way about him.
What?
Marvin's the nicest dude
Marvin's
ever.
so
Yeah.
cool. He's
I know.
Low key.
I know.
Oh man.
I love
I
Marvin
could see
too.
how people like get up in arms about Ferrandis, but if you're up in arms about Marvin, like, get a life.
Yeah, I agree. Totally, because it's not. I don't know. It's the simple fact of, oh, they're French, so we have to hate them, and it's definitely a hate deal, and it's sad, but whatever. To each their own, I guess.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Yep.
Dang.
Who's your favorite guy right now in the 450s? Just like personality wise.
Personality wise, well, I mean, obviously, Cian Cerullo has got to be the guy, but currently, I mean, it's a mix between him and Roxon for sure.
Okay.
I like Roxon because of the simple fact that, like, he'll call out his mistakes and he'll blame himself for it, and I guess some people would call that an excuse, but sometimes I respect him because he can really call himself out for something that shouldn't have happened, So
he just owns up to it.
Right.
What about Malcolm Stewart? I'd say
he's Malcolm Stewart.
Probably one of my favorites.
So, and the reason that I like Malcolm Stewart, so before Ride 365 and 365MX kind of became their own deals, Malcolm rode for Ride 365. And so it was a cool deal, and Brett got to know him very well, and was always the nicest guy ever. And so I think his work ethic has become a lot better since then, though, too, because back then I don't think the work ethic was necessarily there that for him to be successful as he is now.
Uh-huh.
So I think he's kind of stepped that game up too, but the whole time he's been just the nicest guy, you know. And I never have felt like the thing that I was worried about Malcolm when he was coming up through the ranks is that I was worried like, man, he's going to live in his brother's shadow, you know, like
Yeah.
for sure. I just don't think he ever has though. I think that he's become his own person, really.
Yeah, I'd say so. Into the whole Smart Top team with who is it?
I think Freezy's on there too, right?
Well, Mike Alessi's dad. What's his name?
Oh,
Jeff?
Tony, right?
Tony. Yeah, with him on there, I saw him through the pits and like at the airport and stuff. Tony is like a different guy
Yeah,
compared to like 10 years ago because I don't know what changed, but like he calls the shop a lot too, and he's like the nicest dude to talk to.
dang man, that's cool.
And so I don't know, you know, what if there was a change or if he just like was, you know, personified as like a mad dad.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, he's like the nicest dude. I think
Shooting
that
lasers into people's faces.
that team is huge for like Malcolm and Freezy and stuff to have that too.
Yeah, because the Alessi's on that, right?
I thought so, but I
think they
you know,
do.
might be wrong. But yeah,
Like, I
his Tony's like the biggest part on it, or you know, he's a big part of the team. So I would imagine.
Right.
Oh, what minute mark are we at here?
We're at about an hour, I think. Maybe a little
An
over.
hour?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to cover anything else?
Um,
Any more questions for Brandon?
Not really. I mean, unless he wants to plug something that he's up to. Like, I think you make content, right?
Yeah, man, and I do a little bit of everything on my channel. I try to upload consistently, but sometimes life gets in the way, you know. But
Yeah,
I have my own personal channel, so but you know, like, dude, I do everything on there. I'll do some gaming stuff, some motocross stuff, bro. I've been opening like trading card game cards, like straight up.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude, I will. I'm not afraid of my nerd side at all, man. But I started doing YouTube content a while back and did guitar stuff actually, and
right.
yeah, and that got good. And then I did a tutorial video on how to like root an old Android. It's like an old HTC, and I did that, and that kind of got me a lot of subs. But or I say a lot, dude. I'm like sitting at not even 400 yet. But to me, I'm like, oh, sick, you know, like so. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like to do a little bit of everything when I'm feeling. I don't want someone to have to sub to a channel that's one thing, you know, and which there's nothing wrong with that, obviously.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. Okay, wait a minute here. So no, I
Thanks
just
for watching.
yeah. No, me as an individual though, like I just feel like that I couldn't decide on a single thing. I just couldn't, because I was trying to be like, well, what do I want to make my channel? What do I want to do? And I had so much that I was interested in. And I'm like, why don't I just do everything? Because screw it. That's why.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like your guys. It's your channel. You can do whatever you want to with it, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that's the joy of YouTube. And if a person truly likes what you're creating, it really doesn't really matter a whole lot what you're doing. You know, if the person that subbed to you likes you because of who you are, then you're really free reigns to do really anything, you know? So,
Yeah.
Definitely doing the same thing every week does get a little stale, but
sure.
you know, you just do different stuff within it, I guess, or sometimes branch out a little bit, but
right.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's the thing. Like there's you know, channels out there that perfect that. I mean, for me, I get so sidetracked with stuff, and I think that's why I decided I didn't want to make it one thing, you know, because I get bored easily, I feel like. So
Yeah.
I just definitely didn't want to do just one singular thing. I did vlogging for a little bit. That did pretty decently well. I need to start doing that again. But I did some of that, and that was fun. But I don't know. It's just kind of whatever I'm feeling, I guess, you know? So.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I think that's
pretty
what we do, kind of.
Yeah, no, you do for sure, because that's the thing. Like, kind of to digress on the whole like one channel thing, or the one subject thing. There are channels that do it very well, and you guys are one of them, because it's not just about the MX Sim; it's you guys as a whole. Being able to do what you want. Because I promise you that if you ever decided, hey, we wanted to do something different or play something different, people would definitely follow it.
Mhm.
Because of who you guys are. So yes, it is an MX Sim channel, but dude, there's so much opportunities that you guys could definitely do, and it's about the personality. And so, because that's why I subbed originally, man. I was here because I'm like, man, I like MX Sim, and then watched a few of the videos. I was like, these guys are funny. So that's why I ended up subbing. So it's all about kind of what you're feeling, and I really truly believe that all of your subscribers subbed because of that. You might have the one or two, they're like, I just wanted to do it just because like MX Sim, but if they watch more and more of your videos, they become used to you guys, not just MX Sim.
Yeah, we've definitely experienced that, especially with like a couple of the videos. Like we played the Hunter and uploaded one of those, and that one did pretty well. I think it's one like in our top 10 videos for sure, like
It's
views
got like
wise.
60 something thousand, I think.
Yeah,
Wow. It's this random
it was just
game.
a random thing that we like played for like 3 weeks and then got a bunch of clips for, and we're like, let's upload it.
Well, I'm telling you, man, you guys should do more of that, because I just about ended your life there.
Yeah.
But I landed way wrong. But you guys should definitely do more of that, and I'm 100% down to join you for that stuff too. Because dude, I love branching into other games and stuff. Like, I've been playing a bunch of Call of Duty. You guys have that? Like the new one?
Modern Warfare?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played
Dude.
that today, actually.
So much fun, man. I love it. I just ramped you. But it's just stuff like that is just super fun, that you could definitely branch out of that. And there, the whole name of Sim Bros, like, that doesn't have to mean anything. Like, dude, the biggest YouTuber on YouTube individually, I mean, PewDiePie. Like, what does that even mean? Like, like, so people wouldn't even have to think about that, So, but I think that doing what you guys want, people definitely subscribe for personality, and that's kind of what I wanted to do on my own channel.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll link your channel in the description.
I appreciate
which is
that.
Cool, and I don't know how many people read the description, but I'll put that on the beginning of the screen when I put your Instagram on there too, and all that.
Sweet. Yeah, it's all ClipClep, ClipClep, everything. Like, literally, you can find me everywhere using that name. I'm dead serious. It's all I use, because it's such a unique, like, nobody else is gonna have that,
Yeah, it is pretty unique. It's cool though. I like it.
A friend of mine gave that to me. Like, they said that one time in high school. It was like a sophomore, and he just one time said ClipClep. Like, he was just saying it just to be funny, and I don't know, it freaking stuck, man. Like, I was like, okay, sure. So now it's been like years and years later, and that's what I use for all my handles on everything.
Yeah,
so
it's easy to remember, and it's really fun to say.
Yeah, I mean, my dirt bike has it on the front number plate.
Heck yeah.
Like,
yeah,
straight up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to branch off on the whole single, whatchamacallit, content thing, like, I don't think we upload videos and like people come for just the game. Like, yeah, I think it's just about us hanging out, because we're just recording what we usually would like sit and do without making a video. But just making a video about nothing essentially is like what makes our channel different.
Yeah, that's something that's like, dude, I will, when I'm driving delivering, I'll put on the videos and just literally lock my phone, and because I've got the YouTube Premium deal, it allows you to do that. That's the only reason I have it, by the way. Screw YouTube Premium other than that. But so when I'm driving, I'll literally get one of your videos up and just lock the phone and listen to the audio straight up.
That's like what we like assume people would do and stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like the longer video format, because I think within like 10 minutes, it's kind of hard to deep dive into just to randomness. But like if you're sitting there for 30 minutes, like just Random stuff pops up, and I think it's more entertaining
Yeah.
as a whole. So yeah, I'd say that's what we try to do. So even though we're just making videos on the same thing, we try to keep it kind of fresh.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about relevant stuff.
Another reason to do the podcast too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, first guest.
Yeah, shout
milestone.
out.
Ooh, yeah. Dude, this has been a blast.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think we're going to keep doing these, and I'm not sure how popular they're going to be, but they're good just to kind of catalog and document, like, I don't know, just us hanging out and like our thoughts on stuff. So
yeah,
they're just good to have, even if not a lot of people tune in, which I hope a lot of people do.
Well, yeah,
quality
They
content.
They might gain momentum the more we upload them too.
Yeah,
Because I listen to a podcast.
We can only hope.
The first few didn't do well at all, and then now they get 1 million streams or listens or something each time. So it's I mean, we're not gonna get anywhere near that, but
you never know, man. You never know.
yeah, if we get over
you
1,000 views, I'm happy.
You could have just jinxed us.
Now we're
you'll get it. And the consistency of it is what counts, and that's why I've always tried to keep my channel going, because I still enjoy. When the day that I start not enjoying it is the day that I stop. But I've not stopped enjoying it, and it could be literally weeks between me uploading something. But I'm telling you, it's just one of those deals that I really enjoy. I enjoy the video editing aspect of it. I enjoy recording it, and the only thing I want to get down is a better personality on camera, but that's about it. So
it's tough.
Yeah.
I'm it's different recording online as it is with a camera itself.
Right.
It took so long to get comfortable just recording this and
you feel like everybody's
how's it
watching.
going, everybody? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And then with a GoPro or a camera, it's totally different.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Then the GoPro, with the wide angle, doesn't really do your face justice all the time. So just putting that out there, you might want to change that wide angle to a narrow on the GoPro for that. It'll definitely lower your self-esteem.
Yeah,
you're like, wow.
Crying. Yeah, it's funny.
Well, cool. That's funny to hear your opinion on our videos. I like hearing that because we never really do. So
yeah, man.
Thank you for your input.
You're welcome. That's
helpful.
That's why I've and straight up, it's just a personality deal. So don't stop what you're doing for sure. All I would say is and I will join you guys if you ever get into I don't know if you've ever seen games there's a game called Raft, and that game is you literally are out on sea with a bunch of friends and you're just rafting, and you have to build a raft that's you can survive on and stuff, and a bunch of multiplayer, just fun games that I think would be fun content to just play on, and the more people you have, the more fun it gets, and people will watch stuff like that for sure. That's what I notice is when you start getting a bunch of people involved in it, that's when they watch, because it gets funny. The funny content's always the best. But
yeah, definitely. Well, I think we were gonna play The Forest soon.
Oh, dude, I have that game.
That game is pretty fun.
Yeah,
that is creepy.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what our first video is on, which is funny. But
really,
yeah, if you go all the way back, it's we uploaded it 6 months before we uploaded a video on this game.
Oh, that's so
and that's
funny.
when we started getting traction. We had 20 views on it, and I'm pretty sure it was all from us.
Oh yeah, dude, straight up just clicking it. Is there a comment now? Is there a comment?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think, that's when I think back to our first video. We had 400 views, and we didn't check on it in a week because we just kind of threw it up there.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, Alex, you texted me oh my god, it has 400 views.
Yeah.
And we were both what?
What's it at now? It's at 602 views.
Heck yeah, dude.
3 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
I think this is over 3 years ago. It's coming up on 4.
It has ads on it.
Oh, we're killing it.
It's monetized, yeah.
We monetize
See, I think
everything.
that July 30.
Let me see on mine here. So
what was the first sim video? Sorry to
Funny
interrupt.
Moments episode 1 in October of 2016.
How many views was that?
almost 6,000. We're at
Ooh.
5,900.
That's not
Pretty
bad.
crazy because like I remember getting like 50 views and we're like, holy crap! Like some of those definitely weren't my friends and some of those definitely weren't us. So like we got a good thing going. And then the next one has 10K and then 14K. Whoa, 125 ripping is our third sim video. That's like a staple to this channel too. Like we do those.
Wow, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either.
We're on like 14 though, so
Holy cow.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Dude, that Halloween edit has 955 views. That video
That's like
is so
that's the
good.
best video on the channel.
On the channel, yeah.
Dude, so
Cody.
I think
What?
the biggest video that I had, and it's still to this day, and I haven't locked it or anything because it's irrelevant now, but there I did a tutorial on how to I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like rooting an Android. It's like basically
Yeah, I've heard.
hacking it, right?
Mhm.
And so I did one for an HTC Inspire back in the day, right? And I think it was the only one on YouTube at the time. Like it was the only one. It has 157,000 views on that.
Dang.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's the most. That's where I got like all my subs from. I think was from that one video. The most I ever got after that was 27,000, and that was for it was a guitar thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
That's big
all the
on
rest of that
YouTube.
stuff. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the most recent one that I got the most views on, I've noticed, are like the mod spotlights for MESX. Like I did a mod spotlight on that, and I got 2,000 views off of that. But that was the most that I've gotten in for a long time. And I used to do mod stuff all the time, but I only have, let's see, got 357 subscribers. So I had a lot of clicks on the videos, but some people wouldn't sub, you know, like
Yeah.
this is what it is.
Yeah,
I
we've
would
experienced
subscribe.
that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it just is what it is. But yeah, that
Well-
to look back at that video, man, 157,000 views. It's irrelevant, but I can't like bring myself to lock it or anything, you know, because like you can't use it anymore. That tutorial is now like no one has that phone. Nobody.
Yeah.
It was like from 2012. Like
Yeah. Well, like anything over 100 subscribers, I'd say is pretty impressive. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
we've
that's
been
hard
there, and it's
mark
like
to beat.
that's the mark where we're like, holy crap, like that's crazy. So it's like, I don't know, to see like 360 or something, like that's really good.
yeah, it feels
Well.
good, and that's the thing. Like, and I appreciate it because like I don't know. I want to hit that 1,000 mark so bad, but I just have to find something that's gonna do it for me. And I don't know if there's necessarily that thing. That's the thing about my channel. I'll make a video that does really well, and then others just necessarily don't. So
Yeah.
I can't really find that thing. You know, like the vlogs. Like a lot of my personal friends watch that, but I mean, I got a good decent amount of views on my vlogs that I did because I was doing them consistently. But you know. And then I would stop for a while, and then I did a mod tutorial or whatever, and that got even more. So I'm like, well, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
YouTube is weird in that way.
yeah,
hit
it
or
is.
miss.
And I think unfortunately some of it is just kind of luck
Right.
too, like, you know, just of the amount of people that see it. Because I think the more people that click on it, the more it gets recommended, or the
Right.
higher it'll show up in like a search. I don't
Yeah.
think we get many views from like searches.
Yeah.
But, like a lot of it's
Yeah,
from the
it's like
subscription feed
all-
at this point now. And,
It's like all recommended.
yeah.
If you go to our analytics, it's like literally 80 something percent is just recommended popping up.
Well, that's good though. I mean, they're recommended. I mean, he's just randomly there, I guess. You know.
Hmm.
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know.
so that's good on us. That means that our our analytics and stuff are
It's working.
not like the opposite way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like actually working like we should, like we intend it to,
Yeah.
like we want. So it's not like videos aren't showing up for other people.
Right.
I think that's why our channel is doing like so well over time. It's just it just keeps on trucking. Videos keep popping up, and we get subscribers just day by day. So
Exactly.
that's probably the main reason why we're still kind of uploading relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it plateaued at like 2,000 subs or something, I don't think we probably wouldn't be making videos.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah.
2,000. God, what a small number. No, I'm kidding. But like, yeah, I think when we hit 1,000, that was like that was our mark to beat. And so
Yeah.
like over like 10,000 is crazy. I don't
You
take
guys
it
are
for
at
granted.
18, right?
I just don't really process it anymore. Like it doesn't register like it used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 18.5, I'm pretty sure.
When do you guys get your first play button?
Like 100K, you get a play
100,
button, so
yeah.
we might not ever see one of those.
You never know.
Well, yeah, we could turn this into like vlogs or something and
Well, like Kellen doesn't have a play
kill
button,
it.
I don't think.
Oh, that's true. He's
And
like he's hard into the
really in
like
here. Like
he talks about like the game more than like his real life. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not
the
like the
personality
same.
thing has a lot to do with it. I'm telling you, being yourself is huge.
But Kellen doesn't he work for Racer X now or something?
Yeah, I believe
And
so.
so he's on Pulp and stuff. Like he's
He'll
definitely
get it now.
getting more relevant, yeah, in that whole thing. And so if he keeps doing what he's doing, then he's on his way.
yeah, for sure.
We're definitely a different
We're on a
path.
different path.
Yeah.
But
Are we wrapping this thing up?
I think yeah, we can probably call it. Definitely check out Brandon's handles. His Instagram and YouTube channel will be in the description.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much
Heck
for hanging out, man. That was awesome.
Well, man, thanks for having me. This is a freaking blast for sure.
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah,
to
it's
play
good,
some more games too.
Yes.
Now you're not a Instagram icon. You're a you know.
Yes, I'm a
You're like,
Simbros
actually,
icon,
no.
dude.
I'm like, who is this guy? Now we all know. So that's good.
Just that goofball behind the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. We should do it more often.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Well, right on. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to leave a comment down below if you want us to talk about anything next week. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.